Evening, guys.
Evening, guys. Hope you're okay.
So hopefully it'll start filtering out to people now that we are live.
It's a bit of a strange one on a Wednesday night, isn't it? But
Yeah.
Hopefully there'll be more than enough joining us anyway in the course of the next half hour or so. So, lot to talk about.
Exactly. Yeah. Hi, Steve. Hope you're okay, mate.
Okay, Steve. Hi, Caroline.
Caroline just showing off back from yoga.
Evening, Lisa. Hope you're okay. Hi, Mike.
There we go. Mr. Bond's on. Mike, who's just about to, the next 2 episodes, he's got cameraman credits on.
Putting us to shame, isn't he?
But yeah, hi, Sue. Hi, Lisa.
Evening, Sue.
Hi,
Evening,
KP. And I think we've already said hello to Steve, but just in case you didn't hear it, Steve, hello, Steve.
Evening, Epic Troll as well. Hope you're okay.
Epic Troll. That's a great name, that.
Evening, Sharon.
Hi, Sharon. It's mad though, because you've got your camera on the laptop. You look at the screen. I've got my camera here and I'm reading everything over there. So from my side, sorry, my missus has just asked me. A message has popped up at the bottom. She says hello to everyone, but she's watching on YouTube so she can enjoy it. She gets lost in the chat otherwise. So Suzanne says hello. No, you don't get commission. You already get 10% off events and merch, Mr. Rimmer.
You get more than enough.
Hi, Maggie.
Okay, Maggie. But lots to talk about tonight. It's always the way when we sort of suggest doing a live chat, because the first thing I always say to you is just, I don't think we've got anything to talk about. And then over like the next week and a half, everything just seems to happen, doesn't it? So
exactly. Yeah. Hi, Claire. We'll try and say hello to you as you all jump on, guys. But if we're in mid-flow on something, then we do apologise. We do see everyone's comments as it pops up. But yeah, it is. I mean, obviously, I can see we've got 21 watching. Hi, Mark.
Okay, Mark. Hi, Sharon.
Yeah, hope you're well anyway, mate. So listen, I'll say it earlier on, Mark, but yeah, we're all with you, mate. You know that. So it's so don't think you're alone with with your troubles that you're having at the moment, mate. And get some spare cups because I've got your baseball cap down. So me and Suzanne are going to pop up for the couple one night, and I'll bring that up for you, mate. So yeah, 2 spare cups, please.
And obviously, I'll be seeing you in New Brighton, mate. So we'll have a good catch up then.
Yeah, but yeah, Mark, we're all with you, mate. So you know that. Don't ever feel alone, mate. And those in the Haunted Scouse family in the chat, you all know what we're going on about. But yeah, hi, my mum's on. Hi, mum. So Paul, Amy. Hi, Al. So yeah, so where have we been then, mate?
I mean, probably I find it easier working backwards because I don't even know where I was yesterday, to be honest. It's just that summer term 2 in work. It's just carnage. It's everything's going on. But yeah, we went back up to Rice Lane, didn't we? Last Friday, wasn't it? So obviously, first of all, apologies that we couldn't be in the chat for the premiere of the Unknown Mystery Secret Location episode, but it was with good reason because we had a chance to go and investigate the other lodge house up at Rice Lane, and it didn't disappoint, did it?
No, not at all. I mean, that's what we were saying to each other, wasn't it? It was how much of a privilege it is for us to actually get invited to places, and that's the thing. Now we, people are actually phoning us up and saying. And that's what happened with Rice Lane, guys. The people were actually phoning us up and phoned us up and asked us if we'd like to go and investigate the house while it was empty.
Yeah, it's hopefully you've seen by the pictures as well, bit of an eerie vibe to it as well. Very dated house, wasn't it? All floorboards sort of ripped up and very interesting basements as well. To get access to, but Yeah, it was just one of those nights, wasn't it? It was just nice to be sort of back out filming again. It's been, I can't even remember the last time we went out, sort of just did something with just me and you. So yeah, as much as the events are brilliant, it's just nice to try and get some content filmed for the channel, isn't it?
It is, exactly. That's it. Oh, there's a name we missed out on, mate.
Bumfluff Paranormal. I mean, we did discuss when we were naming it, was it either Haunted Scouse or Bumfluff Paranormal?
Well,
Yeah,
Belly Button as well. But no. Hi guys, hope you're okay. I love the name. Yeah, that's the thing. It's literally, guys, what happens is we film lots and then I have all the edits to kind of churn through, which is what I'm doing again at the moment. So I've got my head in a few edits. We've got a couple of trailers to share with you later as well. So I have been busy on that side. But then the minute we go, we need to get out and film something, and the weather turns against us, and then the phone rings, and before you know it, you're in a couple of places. So we've actually got another filming night a week on Friday, in somewhere really, really special. Again, somebody that has phoned us up and invited us in because of our reputation. So yeah, it's going to be another good night, that. But yeah, Rice Lane was it was a curious one. That house felt like something like those American ones, The Conjuring and Insidious. That kind of, with the stairs being in the middle of it.
Yeah, I think with the kitchen as well, sort of that eerie vibe about it. But yeah, it's hopefully that'll hit the channel anyway over September, October time, once you get your finger out and stop chatting and get editing. But I think whilst we're talking about Rice Lane, there was something absolutely superb that a couple of students did for us up in Sheffield Uni.
There was, yeah. So we will share this with you guys, and we'll all watch this together. And then again, it's worth a look. Can you let us know where you are?
What was that? What? Are you okay?
Something held my hand.
Fuck off.
At the heart of Liverpool, you will find Walton Park Cemetery. Walton Park Cemetery was opened to inter the bodies at the expense of the church. The cemetery officially opened in 1856, but we do know that for centuries before that, this was used as one of the main burial sites for Liverpool. It is estimated that over the centuries, more than 250,000 bodies have been laid to rest at Walton Park Cemetery.
My name's Adam Billing and I'm a primary school teacher from the Wirral. I've always had a vested interest in the paranormal, so why I got into it was I used to watch TV shows like Most Haunted. At some point you seem to look at the shows and think, where's the balance between the entertainment and sort of the reality? So the only way I thought of going out there and doing it for myself was to see, is it real, is it not?
My name's Chris Cummings and I work as a customs officer for a retailer, B&M. I've always felt that since I was a young child, I've been open to spirit. About a month after I lost my nan back in 1984, I could clearly recall hearing a voice whisper as I was just making toast in the kitchen, and I just heard the whisper my name, Christopher.
This device just allows you to choose a word so we can have a conversation.
Can you tell us the name of anybody who's here?
Lisa.
We first met as part of another UK paranormal team called Ghost Quest TV, and the person that was meant to do the nighttime investigation with me couldn't turn up, so phone call went out to Adam.
Yeah, and then obviously answering the phone, it was, do you want to come and meet this strange man in the middle of the woods somewhere? So obviously jumped at the chance, didn't I? And that's sort of where the channel was born. I think what we both, to be honest, like about Ghost Hunts, it's the history of the place. It's the chance to step foot in there and actually hear the stories and hear the history about it. It's bringing that to life as well as the paranormal.
Guilty.
Guilty. Well, didn't we have that last time? when we think guilty, we got Walton Prison there, which has been, Walton Prison's been on that site for a long time.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of obviously guilty people. So when you're on your own in a building with no electricity and it's pitch black and you've got a night vision camera, that's the only light you've got to see where you're going. That's next level chills. I mean, personally, I wouldn't want to spend any long time alone here.
Brilliant.
Just unbelievable, isn't it? I mean, being contacted by them to, you know, can we do a project about Liverpool's paranormal? It's like, okay, well, I don't sort of know where this is going to go. And we got to the location, and you know, the 5 guys jumped off the bus, didn't they, from Sheffield to Liverpool, taxi over straight away. We turned up, they had all the gear, and we kind of didn't really know where it was going to go. And then 2 weeks ago they sent that, and it was just, it's unbelievable, isn't it? It's definitely next level. You know, you've got a lot to sort of answer for. I don't know what you've been doing on these edits, but
Do you know, that's the thing? I mean, that's about the 5th time I've watched that now, and not from an ego perspective, but from I really do like the edit on it. And it gives us a feel good factor that you feel, you watch that, and I don't know about you, mate, it makes me feel more like it's we're actually quite good at what we do, and we're confident in that. But having that perspective, watching and following us around like a fly on the wall thing, it just kind of makes you look at it and go, yeah, I mean, you know, I'm like you, I was like, how are we going to come across on this? And we're happy to help them, guys. As we say, we're always happy to help anybody. And you know, the fact that it was 5 students, you know, we joked with them on the night, because we turned around and said either me and Adam were just going to be stood in Rice Lane Cemetery on our own, and we were the joke of the Sheffield Uni. But when as Adam said, they literally got off the coach late, panicked, ordered an Uber straight to Rice Lane, while all the student mates all went out on the lash because they weren't filming until the next day. So to be fair, they didn't even have a rest. They just got straight there, set up. And yeah, they have told us they're hoping once they finished all the work for the uni year, they are hoping to edit the full thing, because they're just as intrigued to see the actual investigation edited.
yeah, it was quite an active night, to be honest, wasn't it? Especially in the other lodge house on that top corridor. So I mean, every time I watch it, it just frustrates me that how high def their cameras were, and I hadn't had a shave or had a haircut, and I just think, you know what, if I could go back now, that's something I'd definitely be changing. But yeah, it is what it is, isn't it?
I mean, with you saying high definition, it was 4K, because you could actually see the hairs on the top of my head, which is, you know, that's something new. Oh, you've noticed it? Yeah, someone's got onto it. We'll put that up.
Since we're talking about events.
Yeah, I'm actually disappointed Amy didn't notice that first. She went on at me about them. Yeah, well spotted, Mr. Rimmer.
But yeah, I mean, fingers crossed, as we were chatting to the guys, weren't we, after we left, that it would be good to get an event booked in somewhere one time up at Rice Lane, because it's such a huge site, and it's got that great balance of actually outdoor and indoor as well. And it is a secure site, so it's I think it's definitely got potential for quite a, you know, fully accessible location, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And as far as wheelchair accessibility goes, Mike, it's we have. I'm planning on taking a drive up there one day and just visiting it in daylight, because we haven't even been there in the daylight yet. We were there in daylight on Friday, but setting up cameras. But we are gonna just have a full walk around, because we have been told it's quite a solid path, so we can take you literally the route that we did with Philip, Queen of Scotty. You know, we'll be able to kind of do that same thing. And we got the chapel as a base, which is quite active as well. So there's a lot to do on there, isn't there? And then you know, obviously, whatever we charge for the event, there'll be a big chunk of that will go to the farm and keep, you know, for the upkeep of the farm animals and everything as well.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, what what was the next thing? I know what we were going to talk about next, and this is the shame because the doc's not in the chat. Because where's my banners? Because it's like a bittersweet thing for this one.
The curse of haunted Scouse strikes again.
Yeah, exactly. So guys, those of you that were at the members event that we held at the Griffin, sadly, we've been contacted by Paul, who one of the wonderful gentlemen that you met on the night, and they are no longer in residence in the Griffin. To cut a long story short, it's been a business decision. That's all I'll say. Yeah, don't want to be controversial on it and say things that we've been told in confidence. But yeah, unfortunately, because of a business decision, they have out there basically. So as Adam said, unfortunately, the Haunted Scouse curse has struck again, and on a fantastic location, mate.
Yeah, it's such a shame, and I'm sure the people in the chat will probably be pretty devastated as we start seeing some comments come up now, because I think the event that we did there was probably one of the more active ones that we've had. Some really strange stuff going on, quite difficult to explain from both groups. And when we went back for our second visit, I think that's probably been one of the best. One of the best investigations that we've done for a very long time in terms of every single area of that place. Something happened that was really difficult to debunk or explain. So yeah, it really is quite bittersweet because it was just a brilliant little gem for us, and the guys who were accommodating us there were absolute legends. You know, we had a proper good laugh with them, and fingers crossed they hopefully find somewhere else, maybe local, within the city to launch what they were actually doing there, because it was generating quite a bit of a buzz, wasn't it?
It was. I mean, that's the sad thing, guys. As you've all just flashed up in the comments, then it's just it's disappointing, but we're more disappointed for the guys, and you will have seen from through the episodes that we filmed in there how it changed over those episodes, and it really was just that it really was one of them places where we thought, just like we thought with the Groves Net, jinxed that, but in a more positive way with the Grove Net. They renovated theirs now, but the difference with the Griffin was that was a place where we knew these guys had looked after us, hadn't they? Let's face it, and it was given back when people, and that's the whole thing, isn't it? Part of unity. You put in, you take out, but you give back as well. And it's I know the guys are absolutely gutted to be pulling out of there with the effort that they put in, and just how nice they are, and they are professionals. That was the thing. These are guys that have done The Walking Dead on Comic-Con. Paul himself has followed Daryl Dixon around all day, done up as a zombie, and there's a selfie somewhere of Norman Reedus has took a selfie somewhere on his Instagram, and it's Paul in the background as the zombie. So these guys are professionals.
Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it? But I'm looking forward to the edit for the final time that we went, and when that comes together, because I think that's going to be something special and something really to kind of hang our hats on, to say, well, this is the last time a paranormal team's been an investigator of the building, because as we said, as a business decision, we don't know what it's going to be turned into. So yeah, it could be probably the last ever paranormal event there.
Yeah, exactly. It's typical us, isn't it? I mean, hopefully it's on a positive note, and in 12 months' time, maybe it's getting redone up as a hotel, and it'll become the Griffin Hotel once more in time. Because let's face it, Everton's new stadium's on the doorstep, so people are going to need places to stay. So hopefully it's got a positive ending to it, just like the slaughterhouse. We filmed upstairs in the slaughterhouse, and if you have seen the fantastic photos of the Fenwick Sunrise Hotel, nobody can ever do again what we did there. The Dovedale Towers was another one. It's everywhere we go. Hopefully the Griffin follows on. Seems to have a positive
Yeah.
thing. We get in there while it's being renovated, and then all of a sudden there's this nice shiny hotel or something for everyone to enjoy.
Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it? It's sad, but hopefully there is light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, well, the guys have said they're going to keep in touch with us, everyone, and they do have other things going on around the north. So if they do end up with another venue and it's not too far away, then there is always a potential that we can always arrange something in another place that they have, because their whole thing is the paranormal and scare events and things like that. So
Yeah.
we are keeping in touch with them, and if we do get a chance, we are looking forward to working with them again.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's that the sad news out of the way. But yeah, what we got next?
Well, I'll tell you what I'll mention next while we've got a lot of the regulars on, is a little exciting thing for this year. We're going to have our first official Halloween merchandise. I've put an order in for a couple of samples, which I will be bringing along to the filming night next week with the young'un, so that we can agree on the colours and the design. But yeah, we're going to have Halloween merch this year, guys, and it's going to be embroidered merch, and it's going to be specific designs and specific colours. Main reason being, I've spent quite a bit of time trying to get the designs right and the colours right, and just keep it Halloween colours. And I'm sure you'll be happy when you see the designs. What we've come up with. So it's again, it's just something a bit different, and I am going to. I've already put the order in for the samples. Once I've got them, then yeah, we'll be releasing it probably in August, because then you got plenty of time to get your order in and have your merch ready to wear. If you come into Hack Green, you can wear your Halloween merch there. So we'll be releasing it in plenty of time. And then depending on how popular it is, might just leave it there. And if you want something a little bit different, it's still got our wording on. It's just with a twist.
Yeah, looking at what we sort of put together, I think it's it is Halloweeny, but I think you get away with it any point of the year, wouldn't you? And got to say, every time we seem to bring something out of the uniform shop now, it's the quality is just it's so much better, isn't it? So
Yeah.
It's definitely well worth it, and being local as well, it's even better.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and the other exciting thing with that, and I'll come back to me banners, and I may as well stick that banner up now. See, I do come prepared to these things. It's what we are going to be doing, guys, with the uniform factory as well. So hi Jennifer, just seen popping up there, and anyone else we've missed, hello. If we haven't give you the shout out because we were yapping, but the uniform factory have now got a new printer, and they can do the t-shirts that we've been getting from the spread shop. So we're going to be getting some samples of that stuff as well, guys. And whilst there's stuff on the spread shop that the uniform factory cannot do, they can do a lot of the prints that we do, and it makes it a lot easier. So rather than have to pay 6 or 8 quid or 9 quid to get it delivered from Germany, then if you're putting an order in for a hoodie, the t-shirts are going to be round about the same price, possibly a little bit cheaper. We're just working out the final prices, but we can have all the same designs. And then once we get going on that, we can throw a few new designs in as well.
Yeah, definitely. Sorry, just to throw something up and just be sidetracked. Yeah, that's what we're going to pop up there. We'll put something on the page very soon, but for those that are watching, pull up outside the arcade and you'll see me. So I'm going to be outside the arcade, probably about 6-7 quid in 2p's in debt, because I'm trying to win some tickets. But yeah, meet me outside the arcade round about 7:20ish, and then about 7:30, once everyone's there. There's not that many of you. We'll walk through, and I'll show you where it is. But yeah, ample parking outside, so we'll have all the cars there together. But I'll put some photos on and the postcode, etc., as usual.
It sounds like a romantic teenage date, that, mate. I'll meet you outside the arcade at 7:30.
If you want to get there a bit earlier, you know, share a bag of chips or whatever, then yeah, more than welcome.
Yeah, but Steve, the entrance for you, you know where the lighthouse is? You know, if you wade through to the lighthouse, trust me on this, I'm not lying, on the other side of it, there's a tunnel, and that's the way you can go in, mate.
Also say is if you know where you are, if you keep going and you get wet, you've gone too far. So, but yeah, we'll post something up a little bit nearer the time about that. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But no, listen, guys, it's going to be a good night, that. And you know, where is he? He's on, which side is he on? I always, left is right. I don't even know which way I'm pointing now. Anyway, whichever way he is, it always confuses me with the camera. You know he's going to look after you. It's yeah, so it's and yeah, it literally, oh, here he is. Here he is. So briefly, we'll go back to the a bit later on. We will go back to the Griffin to discuss what Doc has been dying to discuss, by the way, about what happened on the night. But yeah, listen, guys, you know he's going to look after you at New Brighton. It's just that I want to crack on with some editing and just literally get through that, and then so we have a bit of a rest as well.
It's one of those places that I've just been dying to go back to,
Yeah.
just because it was one of the first that I ever sort of did, and it was very intriguing down there. So speaking to Paul, the fella, he's very, very nice guy, very flexible on times. The great thing about the tunnels is it's underground, so it doesn't matter what time you do it, it can be dark straight away. There's a lot of time for us to spend together to sort of go in each little bit, a lot of time to split up, a lot of very, very active parts to it, and 2 or 3 very intriguing, shall I say, spots for lone vigils that I know when I showed Chris, he refused to do one. So that's how sort of grim one of the areas is in there. So, and with very limited numbers, it's great because it's sold out very quickly. But I will say I'm more than happy to do another one because I did say about August. If anyone does want to, I will happily do that because I know over the 6 weeks I have a little bit more time off. I'll happily do it, but obviously I need you to sort of say, yeah, I definitely will, or I will put a deposit down and I can get at least 10 people and then we'll book it because with it only being very, very limited numbers, there's not much sort of, you know, not really making money out of it, to be honest. It's more doing it for the sake of, I just want to, you know, I love the place and it's very local to me. So it's, you know, a 15-minute drive. So it doesn't really affect me. So
yeah, I mean, that's
if you do want to investigate let us know.
What Adam just said then, guys, like we get a lot of interest in it, and obviously, you know, we have said, we're not lying, we are gonna announce the first event of 2024 tonight. But as Adam said, we get a lot of comments and it's like, oh, I'll go. And we know, looking through the names on here, we know you guys are always there. But yeah, as Adam said, if you do want one of those August dates, then we just need to know we've got the right amount, and then that will happen. It's just, as you know, again, it's quite expensive for the size of the venue, so it's got to be paid for, and then obviously we function as a channel and as a show based on what we make off the events as well. But yeah, it's yeah, there we go. Seeing something there. There we go. So this could lead nicely into another clip. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about events. I thought we'd lead nicely into events, but you're thrown out there, you know.
It is a clip about an event.
Oh, there we go. Links together then.
Seamless. So funny you should say that. So we'll let me click on the right one, because we've got a couple to go for you. So yeah, have a look at this.
Lady, I thought I heard was.
Whatever you want.
A bit like absolutely like a cloud. But not. It's just like the.
Vibration can set off the K2 as well. It'll make it light out every now and then.
Takes a lot of vibration.
Right. I do the editing, so we'll do that bit again. As you see, vibration doesn't set off a K2. You want to shuffle forward. There are chairs upstairs as well as.
There was one over here. Bank on this wall after you've done that, Chris.
I heard that.
I heard that. I thought it was you. Hey, oi, I'm watching you.
That's vibration, right?
Taking off now.
Yeah, that's it. There we go.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
No
way.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We said how 8 years old.
There you go.
I know. I mean, I'm not going to lie. My year ones could put you to shame, counting to 8. You know, we could have put a bit more effort in there, like so. But yeah, fantastic counting, guys. It's great. You know, you learn a little bit on these events as well. Hopefully 10 next time. That's going to be the next one.
Yeah, exactly. But no, it was. I walked in a camera work there at the end. By the way, Mr. Rimmer. You know, it's literally, you did what me and Adam probably wouldn't have done. You had it pinned at the mantelpiece and you captured that 3 times. So for those that are going to watch it, that section, for those that were there, you know, but for those that are going to watch it, that section, and it's towards the end of the night, is just unbelievable. But what I need to add in, sadly, and it isn't sabotage on my part, when I've gone to do the edit, it looks like we've had another Williamson Tunnel scenario, because I'm watching Adam walking around with his camera all night. He's ducking in and out of rooms. We're passing each other. I see him on lock-offs. And when it's come to download the footage, there was only one file from Adam's camera. So I've done the edit as well as I can using the lock-offs to make sure that if you're in Adam's team, you still feature. But unfortunately, for the release, there's going to be 2 releases, a members-only release, which is a much extended one, and a public release. But yeah, for some strange reason, it's a lot of Adam's footage disappeared. But we're good because there was we did a bit at the end on the stairs, which was going to feature in it and everything. So it's it literally just I don't know what happened, because that hasn't happened before after we've been on the location. So I don't know what happened there, but at least the lock-off cameras kind of saved the day, because you took your team up there on the balcony and everything, mate. So it's there's still plenty of them.
Yeah, paranormal, that, isn't it? But
Yeah,
just typical. But yeah, it was an interesting location, isn't it? One that hopefully in the near future we'll go back and maybe do a little bit more. But yeah, and hopefully maybe I'll press record this time. Who knows?
well, that's the thing. We know you did, because it would have switched itself off. I mean, go back to Rice Lane. I went in to do the B-roll in Rice Lane, and 5 minutes after doing all the B-roll, the camera switched off. I'd forgot to press record. And I know I did forget to press record, so I had to do it all again. So it does happen, but the camera does switch itself off. You know, obviously Williamson Tunnels was bizarre. It kept going for 45 minutes and then switched itself off.
Even Denise, hope you're okay.
Yeah, hi Denise. But yeah, so I think speaking of events, should we let them all know where January's event is going to be?
Yes, we have been very busy behind the scenes with the events wise, because we were talking about what we want sort of 2024 to look like, where we want to go. Obviously, a list of where we'd love to go, and then we'd have to rewrite the list of where it's possible to go, and where we kind of want to go back to, because we feel like that we had good nights there, you know, a bit of unfinished business where we could maybe be a bit more flexible on times as well. So yeah, I remember writing the thing on Facebook to say, you know, we're almost locked in. And then we had another 2 weeks worth of discussion, and then I think this week we've sort of cemented a one or two, shall we say? So
Yeah. So do you want to do the big reveal?
no, I'll let you do it.
Yeah. So yeah, the January 2024 event, guys. We are going to be going back to Antwerp Mansion in Manchester. So those of you that came there with us last time will know that it was an absolutely superb location. Now, sadly, and Mike knows I do discuss these things with him, it's not an accessible location, Antwerp. But as Adam said, we're working on a lot behind the scenes. We're trying to get so far ahead of the game on the events for 2024, because the other thing with the events for next year that we're finding, guys, is New Year and locations are putting their prices up slightly, which brings us to the next thing. This time around, we are unfortunately going to have to raise the price slightly for Antwerp Mansion. So it's going to be £45 a ticket this time. Now, those of you that have got a YouTube membership, whether it's the backstage pass or the channel supporter membership, you get 10% off your ticket. So that brings your ticket price down to just over £40 anyway. So you do benefit from being a YouTube channel member, guys. If you do come to all the events, you get your channel membership back by the time you've been to all the events in a discount. So you support us, we support you back. Even with the merch from the factory, the uniform factory, if you've got the backstage pass, you get 10% off your uniform factory merch. But yeah, I mean that's the cheapest we can do it, guys.
I know, and it's kind of gut wrenching to like have to you know raise it a little bit, but it's just in order for us to function, we've kind of got to move with, as Doc said there, it is just sort of inflation, and then we understand that venues are wanting to charge more purely because they're trying to, you know, they've got costs and overheads and things. You know, equally, it's just kind of the way the world is, and but what we tried to do was get as many as we could booked well in advance. So if you wanted to throw a £5 a month off it, you know, then you could easily do that and put that away instead of being stung, oh, we've got an event in 3 weeks' time. If you want to come, you need to stump up all of it. So we're trying to forewarn you as much as we can in advance that it won't hit your pockets too much. But as I think I saw Steve said there, it's one of those things. We're a rare sort of event company. We're not really an event company, but we're a rare team that will have as limited numbers as possible in order for you to get the best experience and value for money.
Yeah, exactly. I'll just put that one up that Steve's put there, because that's exactly, Steve, that's exactly what Suzanne said to me before. When you announce Antwerp Mansion, tell everyone to get the thermals out because it was Baltic last time. I mean, to be fair, we did. Andy did say, do you want the heating on? And I said no. So at the end of the day, we're paranormal enthusiasts. We don't want to be there in, you know, shorts and t-shirt in the middle of January. You know, it just kind of adds to it when you're already chilled. Okay, you do. You put your big coat on in the summer, you.
My group will have the heating on. So, yeah, depending on what floor we're on. But when is it?
It is. That's a good question. 27th of January.
There we go.
Saturday, the 27th of January. I'm just double checking that now because it's yes. So we've made
Yeah,
it
we
the
did
end
try
of
and get
Jan-
the furthest. Yeah, we tried to get the furthest
Yeah.
point away, didn't we? We know kind of how December and then January comes, but at least it's sort of something to look forward to as we roll into the new year, and then we have
Yeah.
that January blues.
Yeah, that's it.
A couple of weeks time we'll have an event. So
Yeah, I mean, as Adam said, what we're trying to do with the events for 2024 is give you guys as much notice as possible. To answer Doc's question, start dropping us a message, on the, if you've only got YouTube, then, I don't know, we'll put a post up on YouTube as well in the community tab. You'll be able to comment under there on the events, because we know some people are watching on YouTube that don't have social media accounts. So we will start using that community tab to announce events, and then you can just put a comment under there, and we can discuss how you go about making payments, etc. But on those of you who are on Facebook, you know what to do. Don't be putting your comments in here, because we won't see your comment. By the time we read it back, some of these comments disappear. You have to send us a message on Facebook Messenger, please. I will create an event page. If it's anything like previous events, by the time I've created an event page, it'll be to tell everyone there's 3 places left, because that usually is what happens. Chrissy, thank you very much. Very much appreciated. Thank you.
thank you.
But honestly, it's sorted, mate. We don't even have to drive this time. Nice one, Steve. Have you got? You haven't got that big pickup truck anymore for the cases, have you?
I was about to say it's a good job we sort of scaled down the gear into some new cases that we're not carrying even half as much of the boxes now. So yeah,
Steve's
it's going to be like
going like that down the M62.
like Wallace and Gromit, won't it, with that pyramid on the bike?
But no,
yeah,
honestly,
just,
Steve, that's much appreciated, mate.
It just goes to show, doesn't it? The people that do come on these things, it's just, it's nice, and they build up a really good sort of friendship and bond, and it's great. So,
well, that's it, because we know that even though, because that's the thing. Later this year, we are going further afield, and it's great that people have started to offer lifts to each other, because, and let's face it, if we're going to start traveling, and you guys have said that, if we're going to start traveling further afield to events, hence the fact we're going to Hack Green, we're going to Beaumaris, it's nicer to have someone sat next to you to have a chat, about random stuff. I mean, I've got a full hit in my car going to Beaumaris, so I'm just going to turn the music up, because they'll all be chatting and all kinds. Mine's going to be like a car for the nursing home. I'll be waiting for the slap when I go back upstairs now. But no, honestly, it's brilliant. That's what we're most proud of, guys. You look after each other. Goes back to what I said at the very beginning. The way you all sent your messages to Mark just made us two feel. It gave us a warm feeling, because that's what we're all about. It's we miss you guys during the summer as much as you guys miss not us but seeing each other, because we've well got onto that now. It's we get a wave as you walk into the event, and it's straight over to each other, and that's great. That's what we always wanted to create on the events, is somewhere where people who enjoy the paranormal like we do can feel safe and feel welcome, and just know that when you turn up, you can be having the worst week ever, but when you come for those few hours, you're going to enjoy your time, and that's what we always set out to do.
Yeah, so that's our first. I mean, if anybody's interested, I suppose we could, in a little bit, announce another one, maybe.
We could, yeah, maybe announce another one in a little bit, yeah.
I don't know if anyone's interested
if anybody wants us to announce another event for 2024 in a little bit. No? Oh, well.
yeah, never mind. Onto something else.
No, too late now. I don't care about the delay on it. Sorry, Mum. In all fairness, though, I will be checking if you've all took your medication before we set off.
Well, yeah, I think whilst some people are deciding whether we should announce something else or not, there's quite an interesting Halloween episode coming out for our Halloween episode, believe it or not, this
Funny
year.
enough, yeah.
Yeah, it's. I mean, that will work out well, wouldn't it? Which was our little trip in the blazing heat to 30
God, yeah.
East Drive. Yeah, it was a rather intriguing night and a rather surreal location to actually finally open that door and kind of be in there and walk around it. And I mean, luckily Chris had the great idea just before we opened that door handle to walk in to get his phone out and record it. And we've got sort of our first splice together kind of minute or two as we went into East Drive. If you want to see it.
Yeah, so yeah, we'll show you that, guys. There's a longer version to follow, but for now, as Adam said, you are going in to that hallway and those stairs the first time with us here. So yeah, enjoy.
Hi.
Hi, my name's Adam,
My name's Chris.
and we're going to be here for the night. We don't mean any harm or any disrespect. Can do. Thank you if that was you. We're going to come upstairs now and just see. Yeah.
It's the clock. It's heavy, like, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
well, I don't know if it's just like an apprehension. Wait.
It's funny walking up here though. That tap or knock or whatever, I haven't heard anything now since. So. Biscuit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's excited though, but it's quiet as well.
Just
Not a lot from room.
So
Yeah,
there
it's
you
the
go.
easiest Halloween episode to edit, that wasn't it? We just walked around and then she saw me reverse back and we just went home. So.
But no, honestly, guys, literally, there's a 5-minute version of that which I will release to you. But for the purpose of this, we didn't want to, that's a bit too long when we're just trying to have a catch up with you guys. But no, we wanted to share that because you literally at the same point as we're walking into it, you kind of we wanted to take you through that door with us because the whole reason we were there at East Drive is because of you lot. Because of your generosity and your support, that's why we can afford to hire venues like that. Even like I'll go back to you, like Chrissy's just asked, are we making our way back to Stoke Museum anytime soon? We're not planning at the moment. Main reason being cost. Again, it's not a cheap venue to hire exclusively for yourself, Chrissy. It's a brilliant location. Don't get me wrong, but for a little bit more, we can go back to East Drive and hire East Drive for the night and literally have East Drive to ourselves for the best part of, I think you get it for 16 hours, don't you? Something mad like that. So we'll never say never to Stoke Museum because Craig and the guys are doing a phenomenal job there. I keep saying to people in the comments when they mention it, get in touch with them, and I think it's only something like £10 each or something to go on one of the tours there. It's well worth it.
they've obviously overextended it now as well, haven't they? And opened up a new part to it. So, and I think that's kind of, they keep adding to it, and it just keeps getting bigger. And honestly, it's a bit like when we first went around Peter Cabanas, and Joe, there's that much stuff on the walls that you're looking at. But with this, it is all like haunted history of, you know, the items that they've got there. And speaking of East Drive, they've actually got 30 East Drive's original door now, because something happened to the glass on that. So they were donated the door by Bill. So that actually sits in Stoke Museum. So if you do want to go and see a bit of history there from 30 East Drive, you can go to Stoke and see the original front door.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Yeah, the door we stood in front of and pointed at is no longer there. They have got a new front door, and that front door is now in that museum. But yeah, I mean, East Drive was it was such an amazing place, guys, and we are already going back. A bit like when we went to the Ancient Ram, and it was springtime, and what you're seeing there with Adam reversing the car out to go home, it was still only about 5 o'clock in the morning, maybe 5:30, something like that. But even though we still could have had another 7 hours, it's that difference of when the birds start singing and the sun comes up, and for the paranormal side of things, you just feel more relaxed. So we do want to do what we did with the Ancient Ram. We want to go back in the middle of winter. So we turn up, it's dark, and it's going to be dark till 8 o'clock in the morning, and we can do something completely different with it. And this time we will pay next door to use their Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Didn't realise till after that it was on the back of the door, that we could have obviously had a better connection and done a better live from there.
Exactly. So apologies for the quality of that live, guys. Obviously, to us it looks pin sharp on the camera because we're walking around with it. But we didn't know that. It just, when we got home, it was like it was filmed on an old Nokia N95 or something. So yeah, it's unfortunately they don't have their own Wi-Fi, but you can hook into next doors. So when we go back, we will do that.
Yeah. But yeah, so that is, believe it or not, going to be out on Halloween. So yeah, and Chris will have to start editing that one soon.
Yeah.
So yeah, we are going for the Halloween episode on Halloween this year. We were thinking August, but yeah, we are a little bit busy. It's because it's the summer. So yeah, it is going to be out on Halloween.
Yeah, I mean, this October is going to be really good, to be honest, guys, because we've gone. We kind of laughed because last year we kept it on. We had such a big thing with Ancient Ram being the Halloween episode, and for us it was like, wow, look at this. Walton Hall was a fantastic Halloween special, and the last full episode anyone's ever filmed at Walton Hall, which we are very, very proud of. The Ancient Ram, last year's Halloween special, again, 50 hours of footage for the 2.5 hours you guys all enjoyed. You know, and then when we went back, we've still got 2 more episodes for you guys to enjoy, and they will be released in the run up to Halloween. So it's so that's the difference this time. Mark, thank you very much, mate. Much appreciated. Thank you.
Cheers, Mark. Yeah. So yeah, it's exciting times, isn't it? And obviously there is Halloween's always one of those things. When we get nearer the time, the phone starts ringing, the emails start coming through, and yeah, a lot starts sort of happening that kind of catches us off guard. And but yeah, we're hoping that this Halloween there's going to be some 1 or 2 interesting things that hopefully that you'll really enjoy, that are different from what we've done before. So
yeah,
I mean,
you know, you never know. They might, yeah. But as you say, every time we go, oh, do you know what? Because listen, I mean, guys, it doesn't. We would have loved to have been back on Discovery Channel, but sadly, it doesn't look like that's going to happen. You know, it might. Maybe they're just late filming it. But yeah, Unexplained, Caught on Camera season 4, we were kind of hoping we might get a look in there, and we were contacted and asked what we'd been up to by them. So fingers crossed they're still in the process of getting things together, because I think the fact that they came to us this time and asked us what we've been up to, so we're not kind of saying nothing's going to happen. But at the moment it isn't. But yeah, you never know. As Adam said last year, we ended up with the Liverpool Echo on Halloween, Radio City Drive Time on Halloween, and then we had the Halloween episode, and it was like, how do we get better than that? Well, you never know what's going to happen. Oh, she got the hint.
That's what we're waiting for.
Thank you very much, Amy. Thank you. We can't say no to that now, can we?
No.
Yes, everyone owes Amy 50p.
So, should we do the February one then, since we're doing it in order? Because we have got a February one.
Yeah.
Well, the February one is a place where we've not been before, where we've wanted to go before, but because of certain things that have, price wise and things, it's always been talked about, but I don't think it would ever have been possible. But we have booked it, and we are very excited to announce that in February we will be going to Shrewsbury Prison. So it's the first time that we'll be doing something there, and it's the first time that Chris and I will be going there as well. And very, very excited. As you probably have heard me talk constantly on chat, prisons are something that I've really wanted to get our teeth into, and going to Beaumaris, that's sort of our first dip in the toe in. But ultimately, you speak of prisons and haunted locations. Shrewsbury is sort of the one that's up there that people go, oh, have you been there? Have you been there? And come February, we can then say, yes, we have been there, because we are going to be doing a haunted Scouse event there. And I saw that coming, and I'm not even going to say it because we panicked a little bit.
It's not the 17th. It will be Saturday the 24th of February. So yeah, we did have a sweat on. When we kind of went, oh no, when are Mike and Kaz getting married? They're gonna have to cancel the wedding and come to Shrewsbury Prison instead. But yeah, it's Saturday the 24th of February will be the date. I've seen a couple of comments regarding feedback off me. Do you know what I think it is, guys? I think it's when we both speak at the same time.
It's not. You have been very jumpy. Yeah. I think it's because it's kind of like it's censored. It's on like bleep machine, Joe, when you're just chatting, wow, and it's just like stilts you a little bit. But
I don't know. In which case, I apologise then, guys. I don't know why there's feedback off mine. Is it when I talk louder, or
maybe just don't talk at all? That might help. No, I don't know what it is, mate. It might just be sort of how it is with internet connections. I didn't say anything because I thought it was my connection, just stilting yours, but equally on.
All right. No, I apologise then, guys. It's to be honest, because it's not all connected to a laptop. I'm actually running off a webcam because I've got a PC because I'm old, as I'll say it. But yeah, it's no, do you know, because I'm hardwired in with the computer. I know my technology.
Yeah.
Well, we now we can switch it to the 17th.
But yeah, it's as we said, it's Shrewsbury Prison, 24th of February. We've booked it as early as we could to, and obviously announced it as early as we could to kind of get you to start putting money away, because with this one, it's kind of like your Newsham Park territory in terms of price. So it is really at the top end, but I nudged Chris in the right direction, because you guys have said that you wouldn't mind paying a little bit more for sort of, really high quality locations like that. So, and that we again keep numbers small, or as small as possible, but we're talking 4 figures to hire this place. And if we were wanting to film at this place, it would be like sort of an extra £500-600 on top of what we're already paying. So that's sort of like the ballpark of how well this place sort of kind of sells events out and does well for itself. So yeah, we've had to sort of put it at the top end, haven't we, for price for this one?
Yeah, we have, guys. This unfortunately is going to be the most expensive one we've done, but we're still cheaper than most of the teams that go there based on numbers. So this is going to be £60. Now that it is a lot, but that's why we're announcing it early, so that once the deposit has been paid, you've got 8 months to pay off the rest of it. And we don't mind £5 a month, £10 a month, whatever, however suits you guys. But again, if you've got a YouTube channel membership, it's £54, so you still get your 10% off. And as Adam said, it's this is 4 figures. It's the most expensive location we have hired. We can't do any filming on the night because, again, as Adam just said, it was so that makes me feel a bit better, Doc. Thank you.
We forgot to put the 1 in front of the 6. Sorry.
But yeah, I mean, listen. I mean, we're working hard behind the scenes on a couple of big locations, and we're doing our best to butter these places up and see if we can get any tweak in it and things like that. And unfortunately, most of them, if not all of them, they don't need to budge, so they don't budge, and that's fair enough. They're running a business. But on this one, that is as low as we can go because we don't want to do the most haunted thing and have, because we can take 50 people to Shrewsbury Prison if we want, but we're not going to do that. We will have a maximum of 30 people like we have at Newton Park in December. And we know for a fact that the vast majority of those 30 people will be you lovely people. Now, yes, it is a bit further away, but we've got it from 8 o'clock till 4 o'clock in the morning. So that means we'll have an arrival time for you guys about 8:30 for Shrewsbury Prison. And we'll aim to finish about 3 o'clock in the morning. That gives us half an hour to boot you all out and then half an hour to pack our gear up and off we go. And then it just depends how it goes on the night. Some of you may want to leave a bit earlier, but there's a lot of time that we've got there as well.
I mean, it's one of them because obviously it takes us ages to pack away because we've got a lot of gear and cameras and stuff, but because we can't film, it shouldn't take half as long to pack away. So we'll just sort of see how the night goes. And yeah, we know that people will probably have a bit of a drive, so you might want to leave early, which is fine. Or if people want to stay to the end, again, that's we can stay as long as we can. But yeah, we've obviously got to be off the premises at a certain time. But yeah, it's just exciting start to the year.
It is. Mike, to answer your question, mate, I had a brilliant chat with a gentleman called Charlie from Shrewsbury Prison yesterday, and I asked him the question I mentioned about yourself and our Nicky, and he has told me that he's extremely confident that the whole ground level is fully accessible. I asked about disabled toilets. He said there is a disabled toilet, so that gives me good vibes. But we obviously there will be places there for you, you know that. But me and Adam have got an open offer to go and have a recce between now and then. And because it's so far away, what we'll do, we'll make that it's throw the missus in the car and we get the good thing for us hiring these locations for you guys, we get invited to go and have a look around it as a VIP guest because you're paying so much money for it. So yeah, I have been told that they are fairly sure because they do school trips and obviously some school kids and wheelchairs, etc. So I have been told that the whole ground floor is accessible. There's a big canteen area, which is supposed to be quite active. That's accessible. There's a section of it where they still have the hangman's noose, and where the unfortunate person would fall down to, that's on the ground level. So you can, so again, yourself and our Nikki, if you're there, can be in that room with some people and a few others above you in the room where the condemned man would be waiting to meet his fate. So yeah, I have asked all the relevant questions, mate, because between myself and Adam, we do try to make sure that if we do 4 events beginning and end of the year, we do try to make sure that 2 of them, you and our Nikki, can come and join us. And we are trying to find new places as well, which fits that remit.
It's about an hour and 15, so it's actually not even that bad, to be fair, considering we're always trying to top round about an hour-ish either side. So yeah, it's not too far, but equally, it's I think this one will definitely be worth the drive.
I assume you meant for the base, Paul. That is what Charlie suggested from the prison. To be honest, he did say, a lot of teams use the canteen or cafe as their base. But as I say, we'll know more when we've gone for our visit. And know more about where we've got access to and layout. Again, we can't do any filming. That's ourselves and guests on this one because they just don't allow it. Filming would have cost us an extra. Filming would have cost us an extra £600 or £700 and took us over £2,000 for the hire of the place. And we're not going to do that because we would have had to make the ticket price so high just for filming. When we can go there and just enjoy a night with no cameras, it takes away a lot of the faff of moving everybody around and keeping everyone in camera angles. Plus, it'll be pitch black because there's no light off the camera screen.
I think that's what I'm sort of looking forward to as well. It's actually kind of being a guest, so to speak. We don't have to worry about sticking cameras somewhere and, filming this and filming that. It's just fully immersing ourselves in the location and just, it's going to be good.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just trying to catch up with the comments, but no, Chrissy, we would love to get back to Accrington, but apart from the fact we can't seem to find the contact anymore, we're not sure what condition it's in, and that's the sad thing. We got there at the beginning of its decline when you guys came along and met us for the first time. We'd been the week before and the weather was great, but when we went there, you could already see for yourselves the holes in the roof and the glass, and it was torrential rain, the famous haunted Scouse weather. And we believe it's just gone worse and worse since then, and we wouldn't want to go back and not be able to do what we did last time because sections of it are full of mold or it's been wrecked and things like that. So we've kind of set that away. It's we've kind of accepted, like the Grosvenor, like the Griffin, Accrington sadly is not going to happen again.
Yeah, it's one of the fairest events that we've done as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But...
So yeah, KP, on our events, we do allow guests to take their own kit. All we ask is in the first 3 hours of it, we keep it structured. So myself and Adam will be in charge of a smaller team, and we will use our kit for that structured part of it. Once we then give you, and somewhere like Shrewsbury Prison, you guys are going to get at least 2.5 hours of free roam in this place because we've got so long there. That's when you get a chance to use your own kit. And then, because we've even discussed that what we're going to do going forward, guys, at events, when we give you free time, we're just going to ask that when you go to a section, you stay there for at least 20 minutes because we find that guys will go into a room, just get settled, just start doing something, and someone else will walk in and then they'll walk back out, and it just kind of breaks the moment on it. So it was what we're going to start doing is not so much structuring your free time, but just asking you to stay in one place. But we always give you at least an hour and a half free time in any location, and then everyone gets the maximum out of it then.
Yeah, Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, but yeah, we're not. I'd say ordinarily we'd let you bring your own night vision cameras to our events because we're not, unless it's a big venue and we haven't filmed there before, we're actually not going to film the events anymore. Again, as Adam said, it makes it so much easier for us because those that have been to more than enough events now, that we're in and out like blue arse flies trying to grab cameras and set stuff up for you. If we don't have to do that, we can give more time to you guys.
Yeah, I think with the exception that if we've not done the location before, we were going to do something and make something of it, weren't we? So obviously, like with Hack Green that we haven't been to before, we were going to do something there, or at least get cameras out. But if we read, so like Antwerp, for example, it'll be good to just immerse ourselves back in there and just investigate that for what it is. And yeah, it will just give us more time just to sort of get going straight away, won't it?
It will, exactly, and that's the thing. Antwerp, we've done it a couple of times, and Antwerp, I think, is one in the future we will go back to and do another night in there ourselves. I mean, our great friends over on Ghost Quest TV have just been in there last weekend and said they've had some insane activity around that chair.
Yeah.
So it's still as active as it ever was. They all came away saying how surprised they were how active the location was. So that's a good thing. And and obviously we know we don't get kicked out by Andy and Evie, so that's another good thing about Antwerp. It's you may want to leave early to put your heater on in your car, but they certainly don't throw us out.
Yeah, have we got anything to give away? Because I know what these things are like, and if anyone wants anything given away, give us a shout, and I'll make a little list here. That's if we've got anything
now.
Well, not now, but I mean, if people are going to start putting things in comments, because there's a bit of delay on this, isn't there? So
I've got a wagon wheel wrapper. There's no wagon wheel in it; it's just a wrapper. I'll sign it. Signed wagon wheel wrapper. In fact, if we both sign it, here we go. You never know. Be on flog it in a couple of years. I actually may have something behind the camera.
Intrigued. Suspense is killing us here, mate. How big is it?
What, the giveaway?
I thought you'd gone to phone the removal men to come and help you. Oh, it must be in the West Wing. Actually, sorry, it's the West Wing of the property, isn't it? He'll be back in about 10 minutes.
Yeah, sorry. Come. Just do me footsteps. There we go. Sorry, had to get the horses in out the meadow as well. It's looks like it might rain. That's a terrible job.
We've got a hat and a beanie there, haven't we? Yeah.
Beanie and a cap. And they have got labels on, guys. They haven't been on my sweaty baldy head, just in case anyone's saying he's just gone to grab them from by the front door or something. They are all the giveaways we do. We leave the labels on for that reason.
But yeah, I mean, if you want
limited edition because we got new designs.
Yeah, I mean, if you want something, then obviously I've got Doc, Chrissy, Amy, KP, Steve, R, Sue. I'll just keep writing your names down, and we'll throw something out in about 5 minutes or something. There's a nice little sort of finish to the live because we know that we like to give things away because they clutter up Chris's house. So,
to be honest, in a couple of weeks' time, because what we want to try and do, guys, we want to try and do these catch-ups, maybe once a month, and just have a chance to just get everyone in the chat as well, and just see what everyone's been up to. I mean, while we're in the chat, by the way, anyone got any questions? Doc, I did promise, by the way, it's probably a good point to because Doc missed the beginning. So it's probably a good point to, sorry Doc, but maybe break your heart here, mate. So yeah, Dan, the bad news is we no longer can get access to the Griffin because for business reasons, the guys that we all met on the night have pulled out of the Griffin, so they are no longer based there. They've literally pulled out completely, which, you know, as everybody else said earlier on in the chat, mate, we're all gutted about it, not only because of the location and how active it was, but just because the guys were such nice guys to work with as well, so accommodating. You know, I mean, the guys were coming from Manchester to open up to let us in for that night. That, you know, that's how nice they were. You know, they were waiting for us to bugger off to drive back to Manchester rather than spend the night in the haunted hotel, you know, on a Lilo. So it's so that's how nice and accommodating they were. So we are devastated for them, but you know, whilst you're on, Doc, we do have to mention, you know, what happened with the lamp, mate. It's because it's all my missus has gone on about as well. If your experiences up there, and I know Steve's still in the chat and a few others that were in the room at the time. It's you know, you all seem to have a fantastic experience. And unfortunately, typical, the camera had turned off that we'd set up.
Yeah, just a haunted Scouse way, and obviously I was as far away from the room as I could be because every time I walk in a room, nothing ever seems to happen. So yeah, I'm just better off sitting in the car on events, and then it'll be more active.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I mean, for anyone that doesn't know, obviously it was a members only event, and what, just to touch on that, what we will try and do maybe 3 times a year is have a YouTube members event as well, which we will promote. Again, we're going to start using that community tab more for that reason. Again, as a thank you to you guys, we do have regular locations that we do go back and forth to, that we do want to go back to, and we can do that as a members exclusive event. So again, we can just go and enjoy it, no cameras, take all the kit, you know, the usual hospitality from ourselves. But you know, it's a night to spend with you guys who are channel members, and just as a thank you. And we'll always keep that price as low as possible, just literally to pay the venue and cover our overhead, so that you guys can all have a get together a couple of times as well. So it's we'll keep you posted on that. We're trying to waiting to hear back from a couple of places we have been to before. But yeah, the lamp. It's we weren't even in the room. We weren't even there. We missed it. You know, but what happened, for anyone who wasn't there, was that there was a lamp in the corner of one of the rooms, and the lamp started flashing in the room, and whilst in that building, the guys had set it up as an event scare, and it was a trigger object event scare thing. Everything was switched off for us that night because Paul had asked me, did we want anything on? And I said, no, we want a genuine experience. And he'd switched everything off. So again, that's another reason we're gutted. We wanted to get some of you back to go and experience the night, the scare event. You know, it's for yourselves. But yeah, in that one room, I mean, I believe it started off with a cat ball flashing, which kind of drew them in, and then another cat ball. Then when they were and ahhing on whether to stay, one of the apps said stay. I think something else happened, and then the lamp started flickering, and that's when that's when you all, maybe 6 or 7 of you, all got one of your best paranormal experiences, and yeah, it wasn't on film.
Typical, yeah. Well, yeah, it's just nice that everyone sort of did experience something from there and took something away from it. Yeah, we'll never say never, but fingers crossed we can get it back in there one day.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, mate, you just pop one up then and I didn't?
No, it's all right, don't worry. I know you're in charge. Go on.
No, sorry, I didn't. I can't see your arms moving, you see. So what's been our favourite fan event? Well, it's a difficult one, that.
Yeah, I think, I mean, for me, how it all sort of came together, I'd say Lezo Lighthouse, just for the fact that it was a risky punt to try and persuade you to get a Wirral location, then getting there, and obviously the stairs are just a mammoth getting up and down, not having too much there to sort of explore, but then the activity that we got and then what we produced from there for an episode wise, I think it just all, you know, the stars aligned, as they say, and it just made for a brilliant episode, brilliant events, and yeah, it was brilliant people and just great.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I think it sounds, it's like a politician's answer. I think every single event is always fantastic, getting you guys together. But if I'm going to be pushed on one, I did really enjoy Antwerp Mansion with you guys because it's got different levels, have got different vibes, and listening to different people say what they experienced and what they saw and everything like that. And I think it's just a fantastic location. And I'm not just saying that because we're plugging it, because we're back there. You know, the location speaks for itself, and I will be shocked if I don't look at the list of last year and the list of next year and go, same list. I must have got these mixed up. Obviously, there'll be a couple of others that are that couldn't make it last time, but yeah, it's I think Antwerp was a good one. Carnarvon. I think, is that the one very much in the city centre, just at the side of Williamson Square? If it is, I used to drink in there when I worked in Williamson Square Job Centre. It's only a little boozy, but it was right next door. It would have been rude not to.
Can't say, obviously, I know that one, but
yeah, the main difficulty, if it is that one, and we've had this with topical, actually, we had this, as sad as it is, with the Epstein Theatre, which you've probably all seen, guys. Sadly, it closes its doors on Friday because Liverpool City Council, its Eurovision legacy is to start closing theatres because it doesn't see the point in funding them anymore. But I won't get political on it. But yeah, it was that the reason I was coming to the Epstein is we had to park in a multi-story and wheel all the stuff on a trolley to the theatre past stag do's and hen do's on a Saturday night in Liverpool city centre. That's the only problem when you do anything in town centre. It's getting the gear out the car to the location. So it's brilliant when we get invited to places where we park up, open the door, straight in. It's so much easier.
Yeah, I'll do a little final call there as well. I've got Doc, Chrissy, Amy, KP, Str, Sue, Sharon, Paul, Mike, Kaz, Mark, Julie. If anyone wants a little freebie giveaway, I'll write your names down and then we'll draw something out in a minute. So last call, and I'll just make some names and we'll do a little random number generator, and we'll give some stuff away. Oh, there's Jen as well.
Yeah, I mean, just going back to that, obviously, Mill Street, we are actually waiting for some feedback from, because they are not taking bookings for 2024 yet. So we're hoping that Mill Street is still a possibility. But yeah, we are working on more places. Same with Lowlands, guys. You guys said you all enjoyed Lowlands. So again, it's not, those are places that we will eventually go back to, but what we're just trying to do with events is find new places as well. And again, at the same time, it's making sure that they haven't put prices up where you're thinking, is it really worth what they're now charging?
Yeah, it's the fine balance of wanting to revisit places, but equally we don't want to keep going back to the same places. We want to obviously get some new ones, and we have sort of tried to source the new ones first, and then we fit around where we've been and where we want to kind of go back to. So yeah, there's two top ones that were prioritised that yeah, you'll be hearing a little bit more about, and yeah, the other ones yeah, will be later in the year that we'll announce probably on a different chat at some point later in the year.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, as Adam said, it's like Mill Street's a great place, and Lowlands was a great place, and obviously you guys loved them. And don't get me wrong, we enjoyed our nights there. But me and Adam have been to Mill Street about 9 times now, and we want to take you guys to new places. But that's where the members only nights can come in, because if you guys who are members want to come to those nights, and then if we have space, the regulars that come on nights, we can fill up the last spaces with those of you guys. You might, we don't want to force anybody to think they've got to get a channel membership out. That's not what we're about. We just got to the point where we had enough channel members to say, should we do a channel members only event just as a thank you? Because we've got about 29 channel members now, and that actually, some channels will look at it and laugh. We look at it and we're blown away. 29 people that support us on a monthly basis. So thank you to every one of yous. But we want to give back to yous as well, and that's where we will look at getting yous together, because most of yous are like, well, yous are friends now. That's the thing. It's you seen it at the beginning of that trailer for Lowlands. Everyone coming in and giving each other. Mark giving my wife a hug. Seeing that, on camera as well. But everyone's got so close and looks after each other, and the whole, that's what we're proud of, and we've got to give that back to you guys as well. But getting us together on some members only ones, that's our way of just saying to you guys, thank you. Keep the price down, so we're not saying you need to pay another 40, 50, 60 pounds. Venue paid for, job done. You guys get together, have a coffee, and if we go back to locations, we don't have to formulate it. We'll do our usual, start in a big group, and then you can all go off and do your own thing, because you guys will know the location so well as well.
Yeah, so I mean, just to sort of recap, if you have only just joined and you are a little bit late in, we've just announced our first two events for 2024. Our first one being on the 27th of January, which is Antwerp Mansion. So we'll be going back there, and our next one, which is in the February, is our first time at Shrewsbury Prison, and that will be on the 24th of February. So Antwerp Mansion, look at £45 a ticket, and Shrewsbury will be £60. But obviously, if you are a channel member, as we were just saying before, you will get your 10% discount on those tickets. And there we go, look at that. We've got even creative banners that have just come up there, which is fantastic. So yeah, January 27th, Antwerp Mansion. And again, if you are sort of new, or you've just sort of popped in to think, oh, that's quite pricey, we keep our tickets as low as possible. We have limited numbers as possible to just cover sort of venue costs and then a little bit of expenses. But yeah, you do get a true sort of paranormal investigation with us. There's no strings attached. There's no people hiding around corners, fakery. It's just, it is what it is. It's what it says on the tin. So, and if anything, it's just it's a good laugh to meet up with like-minded people. So yeah, it's a good start to next year. January and February, there's Shrewsbury Prison, 24th of February. And yeah, that'd be a nice little birthday treat for me, that, to be honest.
Yeah, and again, anyone who's just joined us, guys, just to reiterate, channel members get 10% off those prices. And once you've paid your £20 deposit, you've got plenty of time to pay the rest of it. We call the money in 8 weeks before the event. So literally, that's why we announced them so early. Like all the ones that we've got for the end of the year, as you guys know, we announced all them the beginning of this year for the end of this year. So we're always trying to give you plenty of time. Obviously, sometimes we come across locations like the tunnels and we do something and it's short notice. But then we always try, again, we'll keep the price down as low as we can. Liso was a short notice one, and that worked out brilliantly.
Yeah, and I mean, last call again, just to add on that, I've got Doc, Chrissy, Amy, KP, Steve, Sue, Sharon, Paul, Mike, Kaz, Mark, Julie, Jen, Jamie, Caroline, and Carol. Paul's Carol, that is. So I've got Caroline and Carol there. So I've got 16 of you. If you want to win something, we'll draw something out in the next minute or so. Any last people that want to throw the name in for some little freebies, give us a nod now.
But yeah, I mean, just to pick up on Jamie's comment there. Jamie, thanks very much, mate. It was a bit different the last Ancient Ram one because it was normal vision. We don't usually film in normal vision, so it's but we'd still got some incredible evidence there. It's just such a great place. As Adam says at the end of that one, if it was an hour away, you'd be there every other month. Unfortunately for us, it's 165 miles away. But there is more to come from the Ancient Ram in October. So yeah, you've not seen the last of it. Oh, sorry, mate. Go on.
Oh, sorry, I just threw that one up. Just some people are excited, as are we. Sort of on the inside when Chris rang me and said it is booked and deposit is paid. That's exactly what I did as well. So yeah, very, very excited about especially Shrewsbury Prison going there for the first time. So
that's the great thing, guys. It's thanks to your support we have that little kitty that we can pay the deposits on these places, because the deposits are a lot of money as well. The deposits on Shrewsbury was the same price almost as higher in East Drive. So it's but we've got that kitty because of the support of you guys. That just proves we don't waste it. You know, we've got everything we need kit wise. We don't need any more kit. So the end of this year for us as a team going out filming and into 2024, it will it's going to be all about location hiring for us, and putting the money into that, because there's not another bit of kit that we actually need that we haven't got. We've literally just spent some money on batteries, on lights, on a new case each, which is on wheels, makes things so much easier. We don't need any more kit.
Not yet, anyway. But probably some cat balls because I keep standing on them like. But, yeah. And I mean, to answer that question, and April as well, But you know us, we're not going to tell you, so you're just going to have to wait and see, maybe on the next live chat or maybe somewhere else. But and I've got to say, one of those is unbelievable. It's another absolute top draw location, but that's it.
I mean, exactly. You guys know when we go quiet, there's things going on, whether it's editing, whether it's filming, whether it's sorting out events. It is we are, for two blokes, we are two extremely organized blokes when it comes to this, because we've got to be. And again, it goes back to the thing of, we don't want you guys panicking, you know. So that's why we've announced 2 tonight, you know. So it's it's so that otherwise we know some of you would be panicking going, if we announce 4 tonight, you know, there'd be some of you that'd be panicking like hell. How am I going to get 4 deposits? We don't expect that. So that's why we're not doing it that way, and that's why we've announced the first 2, and we're going to hold back. You're just going to have to wait.
Well, yeah, if you got your phone there, or I've got mine here, I can do a random number generator.
Yeah, go on. Do you want to do it on yours?
Yeah. Okay.
We have got one more trailer to share with you before you go as well, guys. So.
All right. So this is random number generator. We've got okay. That's probably not going to have it. So I've just cleared that off there. Yeah. We've got numbers 1 to 17, because 17 people have put on there, and the number is number. Can you see that?
13.
13, and on my list, number 13 is Jen Helen, who is over on my side on the Wirral. So well done, Jen. You have won a don't know what she won, either a cap or a beanie, or
Well,
whichever one.
yeah, Jenny, you're still in the chat. We'll give you the choice.
There we
Hey,
go. There she
there we
is.
go again. So, do you want the beanie hat or the baseball cap? Beanie. There we go.
I think everyone was after that beanie. She's a marked woman now.
And if anybody else feels like hard done to there, they're only £15, and just saying. Mum, I seen me mum put it in there. She's had a hat. This is where her name comes out now.
I know, but yeah, I've cleared it off again. I know it says a random number 44 there, but I've cleared it off again. Numbers 1 to 17. Obviously, if Jen's name comes up again, we'll just have to avoid it and do it again. Yeah, 1 to 17.
Yeah.
Generate, and it is the number
6.
6, and number 6 on my list is Sue.
There
well
we go.
done, Sue.
Sue, who is currently on as Wazza because her phone died.
So well done to Sue, and well done to Jen.
Well done, guys. Yeah.
Not bad for jumping onto a live chat on a Wednesday.
And just while where's Mark's comment on there? Right, Mark, for the second time, there's your hat. So this, guys, I'll show that off nicely, by the way, because Mike Rimmer's got one of these as well, and it looks very dapper. But no, Mark, this is yours, mate. I say, me and Suzanne will pop up and have a cuppa with you and check in on you and pass that in. So I'll let you know when we're going to do that, mate. But yeah, you've got your hat. You don't have to order one. You got to pay me for it, but you don't have to order one.
Well, yeah, I think as we draw to a close, it's always nice to finish on a clip, isn't it? So
yeah,
what have we got?
So for those that, obviously, it's been an event-themed live chat, this. So we are going to finish with another trailer. So here we go.
Wow, that one's gone off on the floor in there as well.
And
Thank
you go
you.
back to the table.
Can you try the one on the floor by the table?
Wow,
Hey.
3 now.
And everyone that's become part of the Haunted Scouse family, that's the beautiful thing about doing the events. We've created something between me and Adam, and it's great, and people enjoy themselves.
So if there is anyone here who wants to come and talk to us, there's a device in my hand. You can choose a word.
Fat Club.
Fat Club.
No, we're never going to use that again. Fat Club.
Life's tough at the moment for a lot of people, and we hope that we bring some enjoyment into your living rooms, into your bedrooms, wherever it is that you watch the episodes. We thank you for it.
Where did you come from? Excuse me, language. Oh my God. Where did you come from?
This stuff.
Oh, hello.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
Flash as well. Thank you.
Clearly you're glad that we're back up here. Can you try and make another ball light up for us, please?
And yeah, we just hope sometimes we just help. It helps us get away from it when we're filming it, but we hope it helps you guys. Just put a smile on your face and give you something to enjoy, even if it's just for 1 hour.
Quite a nice clip to finish on, that wasn't it?
It is. It's kind of out in our events. It's like one of these mad American fat camps or whatever. You only come and kidnap people, and yeah. So you want to be part of the next fat club on the next events. It's yeah. Please come along. But and I think I saw a few comments about that music as well, and it gives me nightmares. But God, you were doing the edit, so it was probably looping around in your head for.
Do you know what the main thing that looks around in your head when you're doing an edit, guys, is copyright? But no, I've got to put this up because listen, those that have watched this for long enough know my mum constantly tells me off for my language, hence the fact we've got a bleep machine. So to be able to use the bleep machine on my mum was literally, I might have just peaked there in the edit, but no, it's brilliant. It shows how dark these places are though, and the night vision camera makes it look like my mum could see everything. But yeah, Margie got a bit of a jump there.
Yeah, and it's great that you've managed to catch us, Freya. But we are going to leave, unfortunately.
Yeah,
so
if you just
we are
jump
really
on,
sorry.
literally at the end. Sorry. But wait, I need to throw one up off Mark as well on the back of saying me and Susanna are going to pop up. Yeah, but I will give you notice, mate. Yeah, don't worry about it. We'll bring the biscuits. You just get the kettle on, mate. Honestly, I'll bring your hat to you. Honestly, mate. So yeah, look after yourself.
Well, yeah. Obviously, thanks for joining us tonight. It's been longer than usual, to be honest. It seemed going for about 1 hour and 40 there, but yeah, lots to talk about, lots to share, and lots of exciting times to come.
Exactly, and those are you for the couple of kind donations that you have put at the beginning. Thank you so much, guys. Again, you know it's just going to go into more great locations to bring you more great content, and that's what we're all about. It's yeah, we have got places where we're going to be filming. Then we're having a bit of time off to recharge, and then September we'll be back at it again. But we've got so much to do together at the end of the year that it is going to be enjoyable. But for those that are interested in the events, it's where have they gone? So just to finish on it, Antwerp Mansion, 27th of January, £45 per person. Again, if you've been to an event, you know that's all your drinks, all your snacks, your wagon wheels. There'll actually be wagon wheels in the wrappers. And you know, we always try and pick up decent snacks. And plus, it's going to be post-Christmas. You know there's going to be a tub of Quality Street sitting there as well. So we do look after you in that way. Channel members on the YouTube channel, regardless of the membership level you take out, you can be a channel supporter for $2.99 a month, or you can be a backstage pass member with extra clips to watch, extra episodes to watch, and you get 10% off your merchandise from Uniform Factory as a backstage pass member. You will get 10%, they're $4.99 on YouTube, but 10% off your event tickets. And then finally, Shrewsbury Prison, it's going to be our biggest event we have hosted. Again, it's one of the locations you lot asked us for. We ask you, where's your bucket list for an event? You guys tell us, we do our best to bring it to you. And as Adam said, we haven't finished with the event announcements. We have tonight, but we just don't want to. We could have announced more tonight, but we're not going to, because we don't want to put you guys under that pressure of thinking you're going to miss out. Because by staggering the announcements, then you've all got that chance of box off your deposits for these two. Send us a message in Facebook Messenger if you're on Facebook. I will put something in the community tab on YouTube straight after this live. So go into the community tab on YouTube and you'll be able to drop us a comment there if you've not got a Facebook account, or if you're on Instagram and you're watching this via YouTube, drop us a message on Instagram as well. And that's how we want you to grab your places, guys. And then we will come back to you, confirm your place, explain how to pay the deposit if you've not been before, and that's your place done. And then it's 8 weeks before the event, you have to pay the balance off. So if you want to stagger your payments all the way through and do £5 a month or £10 a month, £10 every 2 months even, it just takes the pressure off you guys. That's why we announced them so early.
Yeah, and obviously those who are attending New Brighton, and in a few weeks' time, I'll obviously see you there, and there'll be more information about that on the channel, where to meet, etc. I'll post it out and put it on the event page. And again, if you do want to come to New Brighton, maybe back end of August, probably the last 2 Fridays. I can't remember the dates, but it'll be the last 2 Fridays in August. I will happily book another one if there's enough interest. The season starts come the 14th, so the Saturdays I'll be at Goodison watching the game, unfortunately. So
was it the last 2, or was it the 11th and the 25th?
Might be the 11th and the 25th, possibly. Yeah, I think they're both Fridays, but
I think it was the 11th or the 25th, guys. But again, goes back to what I said earlier on. You've got to let Adam know, because it's the young un that's going to host and make your tea for you.
Yeah, I need the kettles, by the way. I was going to ask you about that. You've got them, so I need them, and I need to. I mean, that's the other thing as well, because we haven't done the event for a while, so I need to go out and buy some new snacks. So that's something else. I'm gonna have to fork out for. So it's definitely well worth it.
I can pick them up, because
Nah,
being a B&M member of staff, I do get 10% off. So I can tag B&M in my shopping trip as well. See if they follow us. Well, they do actually. We are one of the chosen few on Instagram that get followed by B&M.
Nice. So yeah, we'll keep an eye out on the page for your messages that are going to come through now for any of the events. But yeah, massively thanks to everyone for joining, for supporting, and making this happen. And yeah, it's been another top chat. Yeah,
exactly, guys. Listen, thank you very much. And as Adam said, don't put your comments in here, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube, because we don't always see them all. It's got to be in Facebook Messenger, or I will put a community tab post up in about 2 minutes on the YouTube channel. And if you're on Instagram, watch it, and you're watching, if you've got an Instagram account and you're watching on YouTube, drop us a message on Instagram as well. And then the chosen few that have actually got our numbers, if that's easier, text us. That's an easier way to do it. But yeah, thank you for giving us your time on a Wednesday, and at least the sun wasn't out, so maybe that's why we had a bigger crowd, mate.
Yeah, it's great to see the numbers up so high as well. It's just a shame that we are going to have to finish it at some point. So yeah, I think that's it. It's good night from me,
and it's good night from him.
Go ahead.
See you later, guys. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your week.